What's up, pretty babies? Welcome to another episode of Get Close. I am Gio.
And I'm Bart. You know, we've been together for a pretty long time.
Sadly.
Okay. Pretend like I didn't hear that. Did you ever have like a favorite I told you so moment?
Oh my God, like all the time.
What's your favorite? What's your most recent or what's your most favorite one?
A favorite one? Fuck. That's the thing. I don't keep tally.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just
You don't
know
keep
I've
tally or you have bad memory?
Maybe it's bad memory. But I don't hold on to things for that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't hold on to things for that long or you're not smart enough to remember?
I don't know if fucking smarts has anything to do with memory, you fucking dick.
I think it does. A little bit.
How do you go, I think, and then try to give me a statement?
That's how the world works. It's called the Fauci method.
I can't think of anything off the top of my brain. I can't think of anything. But I know there's a lot of those moments where I'm like, see, motherfucker, I'm always right. I think it's literally in our whole relationship. I think I'm always saying that.
Oh, that's good.
Like, you'll say something and I'm like, I fucking told you. Oh, shit, like something as petty as like when you drove into the lake in Big Bear and I was like, don't do it. This is not solid.
There's zero evidence of that.
So everyone go to Bart Kwan's Instagram. It's Bart Kwan, and then it's going to be in the year 2019.
Damn, you remember the year?
No, I'm making it up. I'm just assuming it was 2019 because in 2020
the pandemic started?
it was before the pandemic for sure. So it's either 2018 or 2019 or 2017, one of those.
I think it's 2017. Go on the YouTube and watch the video, but I think it's 2017.
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of. But shit like that, where I'm always going like, don't do this, and then it happens. I'm like, I told you. It feels so good. Oh my God.
Why does it make you feel so good?
Because I'm right. Who doesn't like feeling right?
But don't you think that you never got anything out of it? It was just me.
No, I get plenty.
That's me having fun though.
I get plenty out of it.
Because it's you going, fun police, don't do that. That's not fun. And then I do it and I'm like, look how fun that was. And you go, I told you so. I'm like, well, I still have my fun.
Well, cool. You get your fun, but then I get my validation of like, I know I'm right. I know I'm right. Damn. I think I'm getting buff because like either that or I'm just gaining a lot of weight. But yeah. Damn, this is feeling a little bit tight here.
You like that?
My little biceps.
You like
yeah,
it?
I love it.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
I didn't know if girls liked it when their clothes feel tighter.
Well, I don't know if it's a guy-girl type of thing.
Oh, because I know guys for sure. Well, not around the midsection, but around the arms, you're like, oh, hell yeah, these sleeves are feeling nice.
Well, I do feel, I see my biceps and I feel them and I'm like, ooh la la.
Oh, and you didn't have them before, so you feel stronger?
No, yeah. I didn't really have much muscle. I was a fucking skinny fat bitch.
That's my I told you so moment.
Cool. I didn't want it though, so it doesn't matter what you tell me.
I know, but it still feels good.
That you knew I was gonna like it eventually?
No, it's just like I feel like for a long time of our period.
Our period.
Yeah, where I'm like I'm like I think you should train. I think you should train. I think you should really train. Like really put your mind to it. And then you were like not so about it, but I'm like trust me. Once you get the bug, it's gonna feel so good. It's gonna feel your whole life. And then it took a few years, but then the amount that I see you train now, it's like, wow. That's awesome. Like I love how committed and disciplined you are now and like and how much you're getting after it to the point where that feels better than the I told you so.
Well, your I told you so is way more elevated than my
No, it's not because I'm not done. Because the petty side of me, the petty side of me is still like fucking told you so, you fucking dumb bitch. You would have done this 5 years earlier. You'd be fucking squatting 900 pounds. God damn it, you fucking dumb bitch. I told you so.
Yeah, but I don't want to squat 900 pounds.
I know. Just whatever the metric of success is.
I hit all the numbers I wanted to hit fucking back in, I don't know, 2016 or 15 or 14 or some shit.
Your standards are that low?
Very low. 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't really care for strength that much. Like I love strength.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love feeling capable and strong.
Yeah.
But now I'm in the phase where I'm like, I just want to look fly. Like I want that bodybuilding shit.
You want a bodybuilder body or you want more of like
the CrossFit body?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the CrossFit body. Because bodybuilding for me and what I observe, it's I still want to be super athletic.
Yeah.
Whereas bodybuilding, it's very isolated movements.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you ask me this question? Do you have something in your pocket that you're like, oh, I want to?
That was it.
That was the only one?
Yeah, I was just thinking about like what are the times in the relationship that like make you go, I fucking told you, you know, and then they're like, and I knew it, and I knew that was the right answer, and it finally came out to
literally,
be.
yeah, it's literally everything. Like I'll be like, hey, make sure to get this thing done because if you don't, I can already foresee this happening.
Yeah, but those are dumb though. Like when
they're not dumb.
When you're telling me to do things, it's stuff that I go, I know I need to do it. I just can't do it now.
Or when you talk to people and you're offending people all the fucking time, and I'm going, hey, if you continue this, it's gonna go down this road.
When do I ever offend anyone?
Well, it's not that you're trying to offend. It's just the way you talk to people.
How do I talk to people?
Like a robot.
Like how? Give me an example. Do you have enough intelligence to drop an example?
Like that.
Yeah.
Like that's annoying.
What is?
Do you have enough intelligence to talk to people? And you don't really talk to people that way, but it comes off that way. It can come off a little condescending. And because I know you so well, I'm like, oh, he never means that because Bart doesn't operate on ego that way.
Yeah.
But to the recipient, if they don't have that layer of understanding of who you are as a core person, then it comes off very fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'll have to tell you like, hey, just to let you know, the way you worded that or said that, they might misinterpret because we're all very insecure people and we might read it because we all operate the exact same way. And Bart's like on fucking planet Mars. I'm gonna be like, they're gonna read it this way, so get ready to have another explanation. And you're like, nah, it should be fine. And then within that hour, they reply, or there's like a back and forth happening. I'm like, see, I told you.
So that feels good.
Not really, because I have to go in.
They hate you. They hate you.
It looks funnier because you have these big ass headphones on. It's not a haha, but a little bit. You know, like it's a little bit. It's not a full-on haha because I have to go in and clean it up and I have to be like, no. Actually, this is what he really meant, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, you know, what they meant was, and then you're like, oh, okay. So it sucks for me because I'm in the middle of it. But, yeah, that little part of me goes, ha ha, you stupid motherfucker.
What I've been beginning to realize just by listening is that it seems like when guys do the I told you so, it seems like guys still get the shit end of the stick. Whereas girls get to benefit from it.
Explain.
So like a very simple example.
This feels a little skewed.
A very simple example would be like I go outside and I'm like, hey babe, I think you should bring a jacket. And you're like, nah, it's fine. Right? 30 minutes later.
Get another example.
30 minutes later, it's cold. Can I have your jacket? I'm like, oh, I fucking told you so. But then now I'm inconvenienced because I have to give you my jacket now.
No, but it happens that way with females too.
How?
Where we'll say like, I can't think of specific, because these are tropes now that you're talking about.
No, I'm
right?
talking about fucking like just any day.
No, these are tropes. These are like stereotypical things. Whereas for us, we're more about like big picture and like family because we're not selfish the way guys are. Girls are always thinking about, for the most part, they're always thinking about the whole family dynamic. So we're thinking about every single person and we try to be prepared for every single person. That's why your dumbass.
But none of it ever happens.
That's why your dumbass is always using my shit. And I'm like, wait, you knew that this was going to happen. Why are you taking my shit? You're like, I didn't have to bring mine because I knew you were going to bring yours. And I'm like, fuck you.
It's more dependable.
It's the same thing.
You're more dependable.
Yeah, you can't flip it and call it that. It's the same thing.
What of yours do I ever use?
Everything.
Like what?
Everything. There was something. Oh, okay. We were going to go pick Tyke up.
Yeah.
I had my fucking super ice cold, packed to the brim with ice water.
Enough for two people, yeah.
No, enough for one person because I was fucking thinking about myself and myself only because this is my only time to think about myself. Okay? Yeah. Okay.
And you're also fucking geeky enough to fill that shit up.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what you call it. I'm fucking prepared.
Yeah, you're the fucking geek with the binder full of all the homework and paper.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm the cool guy in class. I don't have any paper, but I'm gonna borrow some.
Yeah, go for it. I don't have to fucking waste my time begging for fucking shit, okay?
Okay, you geek, go.
Call me a geek all motherfucking day. And you had your fucking cup, that barbell one, filled to the brim also with ice and water.
Okay.
We go into my car to go get Tyka. I have his little fucking sippy cup whatever thing too.
Yeah.
I put it on his little arm fucking chair of his little thingamabobber.
You're a good mom.
His car seat. Yeah, I'm the best. You sit in and you start drinking my water.
Yours has a straw. You know when you drink with a straw, it's like,
it's different. It's different.
It's refreshing.
It hits different. I get
it. And
it.
you buy shit. I don't even know where the fuck you buy that.
That's not my
problem. Where do you get cool shit like that? I don't even know.
You just gotta do your research, dude.
I don't got time to fucking shop all day like you do.
I don't got what? I do more than you do.
All you ever do is on Pinterest all day. I don't even know how to get to Pinterest.
No, you don't even know how to fucking post on Instagram and you're on that shit all day. What are you talking about? You're just dumb.
That's what I'm talking about.
That you're dumb?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have these skills.
Yeah, that's not my problem. Why do I need to suffer? Because I'm cool. I get a lot of shit done in a day. I can take care of everyone else and myself, so I get the shit under the stick.
So you got all that covered, but like, let's say you need to go off the beaten path. I got you covered.
Fuck off. I have GPS. What the fuck do I need you for?
I'm talking about when you need to like fucking traverse terrain where
Don't worry about
dirt, rocks and stuff. I got you covered.
Who was driving the other half fucking on that dirt road? I'll drive. You know I drive better than you anyway.
No, but you don't even have that. You have to borrow my stuff just like I have to borrow your stuff.
No, I don't have to.
Yeah.
I don't have to.
I'm the one with the cool vehicle. In terms of vehicles, I'm the one with the straw and the ice.
Look at what you're turning to.
What am I turning to?
I'm the one with the cool vehicle.
I told you so. I told you so right now in this podcast. I told you my vehicle is cooler.
You're so stupid.
Why?
You just became 9.
I've been 9. Maybe 8. I might be 8.
Yeah, dude. I don't think it's a male female thing. I think it's just person versus person. Some people, myself, are just highly capable and very independent, and some people like you are just dumb.
You're independent?
100%.
You can't do half the things in the house. You're always telling me to do shit.
Give me something.
Like you don't even know how to take the trash out?
Okay, you got me.
You know how to do that? You know how to do like this and that and that and this?
What's the this and that and this?
I don't know. All the things you always tell me to do.
Like what?
I forgot. I called it out at the time where you'll tell me to do something. And I'm like, oh, so you're Miss Independent now.
So those times that I call you out is because literally I take care of everything in the fucking house. 100%. Yeah. I take care of all of it.
Good for you.
And I'm fucking overwhelmed with work because I'm also the CEO of fucking Barbell Brigade.
Good for you.
Yeah. That I'm going, hey, for this one time, because you're sitting on the couch trying to figure out how Instagram works, and you're like, hey, how do I put text on this fucking story? And I'm like, oh my God, can you please help me with one thing?
Instagram needs to come with a tutorial.
No, they keep changing it a lot. Yeah, that's the only time I ask for help.
What'd you ask? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Tell me the examples so I can use it on you.
It's so few when I ask you for help.
Probably told me to vacuum some shit because you didn't know how to do it.
Because I don't know how to vacuum?
You know how to do those cool triangles like I know how.
Yeah, I do.
You do?
Of course. Who doesn't?
Show me. I'll bet you can't do the whole house.
I'm not showing you shit. I'm not falling for that. You think I'm stupid?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so dumb.
Or what about what was that one time you needed me to go like switch the breaker out or something?
That you couldn't figure out either?
No, I knew I did it, but you didn't know how to do the breakers.
What breakers? Is it when I had to call the fucking community person to come and fix it and the electrician did it?
No, it was some other thing. It was like something you need me to go like switch the breakers out, and then I did it. And
that's how few it is that like you can't even remember. That's how little I involve you in anything I need help with. That's how little help I need.
That's good.
Isn't it really dope?
Yeah, it's dope.
You're so lucky. So where do you get the shit end of the stick? Explain that to me.
When you have to take my jacket all the time.
What jacket? It's fucking 100 degrees right now. What jacket are you talking about?
The other day you just grabbed my fucking puffy jacket.
Because it's downstairs. I didn't take it off your body. You didn't even use it.
I put it there on purpose.
No, I put them all there on purpose.
No,
I brought your shit down too.
I put the puffy jacket there on purpose.
All right, congratulations. You know how to take care of yourself.
Fine.
How does it feel to have such an independent person?
Honestly, I love it.
Like, what is the thing that you think I can't do, honestly?
I will not compliment you, but
you're going to compliment me.
No, but just know the highest form of compliment is that I chose you to be my wife. There's no greater compliment that I could ever give.
Fuck off. Who do you think you
are?
There's
no other. Like anything else, if I talk about your beauty and intelligence, your character, your ambition.
Wait, tell me about the character.
All of that
what's with the character?
All of that falls way below just the fact that I allowed you into my kingdom.
Fine. What are your standards?
Domain.
My lord.
My domain, yeah.
What are your standards? What do you look for in a female? What were you looking for?
Can I tell you
honestly? And how did I surpass that?
Can I tell you honestly?
How did I blow that shit out of the water?
Can I tell you honestly?
Always.
I don't know.
It's not much. You're like, I don't know. I just wanted her to walk on 2 legs.
No, I think like ever since I was a kid, maybe because I've been watching fucking period pieces since I was a kid, so my brain and like standards of stuff is so weird. I've always had this worst nightmare that I was gonna die. And then
wait, back it up, because you are. We all are.
Like I could die any second.
Okay.
And because
but you had a feeling you were gonna die young?
I just feel like I'm very vulnerable. Like I'm gonna die at any time.
Do you think that has anything to do with the fact that you had asthma, flat feet, you're blind, you get sick really easily, you were very scrawny, any of those?
No, it's still with disappeared pieces.
Okay. Okay.
And I think I felt like I could die at any time. So like ever since I was a kid, probably even when I was like, man, even when I first started having crushes, maybe even like 8 or 9, I always was
8 or 9, what is that, 4th grade?
Yeah, I always wanted someone that I felt like if we got together and we had a family and we started building like a household, that if I died, I had 100% confidence she can carry it.
I can see where that comes from.
Really? Where?
Your mom. At that point, your parents are divorced. And you see your mom fucking smashing it.
So it's not the period pieces?
I mean, it could be. That could have further emphasized it. Is it, in these period pieces, is the king like the fucking almighty guy and then his concubines or the chicks are just all like these weaklings that need them?
No.
Maybe you saw that and you're like, oh, I don't want that.
It's the king. Maybe I saw that, but it's also like the kings get killed and then the tough queen takes over.
Oh,
and
that
rules land.
That could also be it, but I think the fact that your mom was also a living example of that you're like, oh, they do exist. Because, like, we all pick people that are similar to our parents, right? Because that's what we grew up with, so it feels similar, and it feels comforting.
You do dress like my mom.
Oh, really? With these type of fucking nice rack?
Yeah.
My buttons weren't
With your, like, yeah, my mom leaves her shit unbuttoned all the time.
Yeah, I've seen her titties a couple times.
Yeah. I've seen your armpit hair just like I've seen my mom's armpit
hair.
No,
you haven't. That's non-existent.
Yeah, but I think of that. So, like, you know, like, I think because of that, I've never felt like I was in line with the crowd. So, you know, like in every classroom, you kind of have like the small version of the trope, right? Like you have like the prom queen. Like everyone knows she's going to be a prom queen because she's also going to be the cheerleader. And then you have the other chick who's like attractive in her own way, but you know she's going to be good at sports, or she's probably like a tomboy or something. Or you have like the guy that's like the Blue Ranger. You know he's going to be good at computers, like Billy, right? Like the original Power Ranger. Like there's always like that trope. In almost every class that I had starting in elementary, I never...
knew that there was a Geo out there for you?
No, I never really liked... Or my number one pick wasn't the cheerleader. It was always the more athletic or like girl that kind of had like the that presence, you know, where like some people might count it as a tomboy or some might count it as like more athletic or whatever. I always like gravitated towards that ever since I was a kid.
So like masculine energy.
A little bit. So I think like yeah, which is why I let you into my domain, because there's a lot of chicks that are that I mean apply.
That is valid. You had to let me in your domain. However, it doesn't end there. I had to allow you into mine.
No.
Yes, 100%. What the fuck?
I'm on the VIP list.
No, you're not, dude.
Yeah.
100. Oh God, did you see what you used to look like?
Yeah, but the minute you hear bar, quang, 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 you hear that, and man, the fucking seams of the thong is bursting. It's fucking.
Where are the seams on a thong, dude? Where are the seams on a thong? I don't think you've seen enough thongs.
Like that. That's how it's sewn.
Here and there.
They're sewn like that.
It's a fucking EQ.
Yeah, they're sewn. Non-chafing thongs. It's sewn real nice.
Yeah.
And then, so like, yeah, I let you into my domain because you know, first time we met, I've been going like this.
First time we met, huh?
I'm like, she'll do.
You're like, I'm gonna let my friend have at her first.
Yeah. And then I'll do this for a few more years. She passed the 100-point smog inspection.
3 years later.
Yep. I got to make sure that she passes all of this smog.
That's fucking funny.
So you're smog tested.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I was definitely not doing that with you. But I'm happy that happened. Yeah, I don't really have see moments with you because I don't know if we're that petty with each other. You know? Because I think we
Well, you're definitely feeling it in the heart. Right?
With the pettiness?
Yeah. Like, you know, like telling me to like get my tags.
Yeah,
but it's never anything. I get pulled over. You're like, I fucking told you to get your goddamn tags.
Yeah, okay, but honestly, like jokes aside, it never feels good. Because I'm like, I don't want to be right. right? Because I'm trying to prevent something from happening. So when it happens and I'm right, I'm like, fuck, man, I didn't want to deal with this. So it's never a, fucking gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
You know? It's more of like a, fuck, I didn't want this to happen. Only when it's good shit where I'm like, no, come on, trust me, it's gonna be good. Those are the ones I do like. You know, but you're also not a dowdy person.
Yeah.
So I don't really have those stories either, because anytime I want to try something, you're always down for it.
Yeah, I'll try anything twice.
Yeah, you'll try anything twice. So those stories, it's very few also. But anytime it's one of those that I'm trying to prevent something where I'm like, come on, do this, or whatever, I'm not going, yeah. It's more like, oh, fuck, now I got to help this stupid motherfucker clean all this shit up.
Yeah, that's how I felt with fitness. I was like, man, how do I help her? I know it's really good for her. And then it's going to be good for her more than she can imagine.
Yeah, you can't help people if they don't want it.
You can't. Yeah, you really can't. So
because what it ended up happening, remember, you pushed me away from it so much. I'm like, I fucking hate this shit. Yeah. I hate you and this shit, and I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, burnt you out. But look at you now. You're awesome.
Yeah, because I put myself through it, and now it's dope because you have so much knowledge that now we're like both in it together, so we can bounce back and forth. Whereas before it was like, I fucking hate this shit. Yeah, so I kind of like that we don't have these moments where we're like, aha, gotcha. You know, it just feels so childish. And I don't know if we have a childish relationship.
Still fun.
It's childlike wonder that we do have. That's really cuny, but I don't ever want to celebrate any of your shortcomings, because that's just stupid.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm living with you. Why would I want that?
Yeah.
If anything, I want to elevate you, because if you're better, then you help me be better. And then once I'm better, then I help you be better. And we just keep pulling each other up higher and higher. So for me to celebrate when you're not in that space is just stupid on my part. Because I'm like, wait, so I'm going to hold you down and I'm going to keep myself down? That's just stupid.
Yeah. My dad's still mad about stuff like that. Like, you know how my mom like really loves fortune tellers. And then the fortune teller told my mom, like, this is the year your guys are going to get divorced. And then that's the year they got divorced. And so my dad, like, till this day, he's like, that fucking dumb bitch. The fortune teller told us we're going to get divorced this year. One, we can really not get divorced, work on the marriage. Or if you want to get divorced, let's get divorced the year before or the year after. So at least we don't prove someone right. And until this day, he's still like, oh, I fucking told you so. But then he got the short end of the stick. Or they both probably did.
They both for sure. And the fact that he's holding on to something so dumb, instead of going, I definitely, like, man, maybe I was a nuisance to put up with. Yeah. Maybe she tried to fucking work it out and I'm that fucking obnoxious.
I don't know if people of that generation is that introspective.
Of course. But to hold on to something and repeat that, it just sounds so dumb.
It's also tough. You know, when you think about it, like the ideal concept of marriage is you have one chance to make a good decision and you're supposed to live your life with that decision.
Yeah, and back in the day, it happened a lot quicker than how we do it now.
Yeah, so it's actually really hard if you think about it for marriage, right? Like, people don't even hold on to the car, same house, same friends, same clothes.
Also, commitment was bigger back then, right? Like, people were like, I am devoting my life to you. But they also did have a bunch of fucking side pieces.
In that regard, what do you think is better? Like, do you, like, if someone, like, let's say, in their marriage, rough, feels irreparable, right? They separate, and then, because I don't think anyone wants a divorce, but it's like a necessary thing if it gets there, right? If it starts hurting your own personal health. Or the people that have had that and then turn back around and have been able to repair it, even though they had the side pieces.
I mean,
and then they finish at the end.
Well, if we want to romanticize the whole thing, of course, right? The happily ever after, who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
Right? But that's not realistic. We all have, like, we all know this. We're all living in different phases of our lives, right? Like, if you can find someone that's aligned and living their life in accordance to where yours is, and you guys can complement each other and it's harmonious, of course it's going to work, right? But there's just so many variables when it comes to a relationship, right? Like, how introspective is this person? How fucked up was their family? Like, how fucked up is their upbringing? Or how healthy is it? Like, there's just so many different variables. Like, it's hard. It's fucking gnarly. And I don't think that there's one right way to do anything, right? Because like we had a really rough patch. We worked it out and we stayed together. So yeah, like, you can remove yourself from it and be like, whoa, that's really hard work and you stuck it through. That's amazing. Right? But then you also have other stories where they stick it through and it's toxic the entire way, and now it not only affects the other partner, it affects the family, and the family, like the extended family, and it's just this big fucking shit show. And it's like, well, they tried, but their capabilities of fixing it was just not it.
Or did they try?
You don't know, right? They think they might have tried, but they're trying with whatever tools they have in front of them. You know, like someone like your dad, the way you speak about him, it seems like he's changed so much, but now he's in his early 70s.
Yeah.
You know, and it took him up until he's in his 70s and divorced and like alone.
Yeah.
To figure all this shit out. Like, I don't know if he would have gotten to this point if he was still married.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I don't think there's one right way.
Sometimes I've heard people say like it took the first divorce to help them make the second marriage last forever. And
sometimes it takes the fifth divorce to make that one the one, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think anything has just one way to do it. So yeah, on paper, well, yeah, happily ever after, you figured it out with the same person, good for you. Like, how many times do we hear those couples that like are high school sweethearts? Like, a side of me goes, oh, whoa, that's really cool. Like, damn, just you two the whole time, and you guys are happy and in love. That's fucking beautiful. And then the other side of me goes, what the fuck? You've only had one dick, one pussy this whole time? You're not living life, dude. You know? It just depends on who you're talking about.
I don't have that slut side of me, so I don't say stuff like that.
We've had podcasts where you talk about I should have fucked more people.
Yeah, but that's a different podcast.
Oh, this one's a different.
This one will argue with that one.
Oh, good. It's a different time, even though we talked about it last month.
Because I think, like, when I hear about those, I'm like, man, those guys have a really good relationship with themselves.
Do they?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I think in order to have a good relationship, you have to have a good relationship with yourself first.
Yeah.
That's the first and foremost.
And
that in that aspect.
When they're high school sweethearts?
Now, I'm not talking about career. You know, like, everyone has so many lanes in their life, right? Like love, career, like whatever, you know. I'm talking about, like, they might be dealing with stuff in the career side of things or ambition side of things or whatever, but I'm talking about the people that are able to last and have a really good relationship with someone else, both romantic or non-romantic. I think it starts off with both of them having a good relationship with themselves first, so that because I think a lot of times in relationships they don't last because their own personal demons get projected onto the other person.
So you're saying someone that doesn't have like a long-lasting relationship is not a happy person?
With themselves? No. Yeah. But I think people that are like for example, like Nick and Tiff, they've been together since they're in high school. I feel like they probably have a really good relationship with themselves, and which is why they're able to like deal with things and almost stay a team. Because that's the tough part, right? Like, I think anytime you have a team, like even with Jordan and Pippen and all those guys, as much as everyone wants to have ego, everyone's a pro basketball player. I think ultimately, like, the famous story is the night before the game, Jordan went all over Vegas looking for Dennis Rodman. He knows he needs him. He's the best player in the world. He goes, I know I need him. And that's really good relationship with yourself to even know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Versus going, man, fuck that guy. This guy's the one. I'll score double the points and just pay me extra. Like, he didn't have like a narcissistic view in the team dynamic.
Yeah,
you know?
That's very true.
He might have had it in like the PR side of things or career side of things.
Yeah.
But in terms of in this dynamic, I'm not better than anyone. I need this team. I need my Pippen. I need my Rodman. I need this team to make this shit work.
Yeah.
And when I see people that last a long time, I'm like, wow, it's inspiring to me.
Yeah. Yeah, but then you also have relationships like what I perceive, because I'm not in it, but what I perceived my parents' relationship was, where it was really cold. Um, I say that, right? And then I also have glimpses or like memories of like my dad always groping my mom
Yeah.
and her going, ooh, you know what I
See?
mean? And it's perceived,
I
like I
know that
said.
look from your mom
Excuse me? How do you know that look from my mom?
because we flirt all the time.
um but it felt like it was such a cold relationship to me. Like it felt like they were never together, they never did any date nights, they'd never hung out with each other. It was always like my mom's with us, my dad's at work, he comes back, she takes care of him, and he goes to work, it's like every day same thing over and over and over again, to the point where we were like, yo, why don't you guys just get divorced? Like,
You guys brought that up?
yeah, because it just felt
Wow.
like they were
What did they say?
like, we didn't feel like, we didn't hear that, like they didn't like yell at each other, like it was never like that.
Yeah.
But it just felt really cold. It felt like they were both they both had things against each other that they just were not happy with.
Did you guys talk about it among siblings? Like, hey, mom and dad should get
No,
divorced.
of course not. But like maybe like in passing you'll hear things like because I wasn't that old, like I wasn't old enough to have those types of conversations with my elder brother and sister. But I do recall those like either conversations, or I have those memories of like going, yeah, I agree with that. That they should get divorced. But then they didn't. And then once we all moved out, then they started like going on road trips and they would hang out together all the time and they really became a couple. So like stuff like that, I'm like, should they have stuck it out that long? You know? I don't know. Should they have had like an open relationship? I don't know. I don't know. I think relationships are so fucking complicated. I think they're so complicated. So I'm like, fuck, if it's working for you and both of you guys are happy and on the same page and both of you guys are agreeing to these relationship terms, then cool. Do you.
Happiness is hard to define too.
Right.
Because it's like,
well, and you're the only one in charge of your own happiness.
yeah, because like right now, like 3:30, 45 seconds on this day, when like let's say this kid eats candy, he's happy, right? So he repeats this happiness. I love this every single day. And does it for 6 months, and then at 3:30 he goes to the dentist, and he gets 12 cavities. He's like, "Fuck, I am sad." But it's like, how did me doing this repeated happiness thing lead to the most worst form of pain I've ever felt? So it's so tough how to like examine happiness. But on the flip side, your parents might have been the unhappy thing, 3:30 cold for 10 years straight, only for it to be really good at the end, and now they're really happy. So it wasn't like you needed that unhappiness to be happy.
Maybe.
And then like how do you measure happiness? Is it in the moment or is it long term?
Yeah.
It's like it's such a complicated thing.
It is, and we're constantly changing, right? So like my definition or my goal to achieve this ultimate happiness that I want might have been to have a kid. Not that it is, but it might have been to have that. And then once I have that, I'm like, oh, actually this is not what I wanted, because like you have to measure your happiness against something, right? Like the kid eating the candy, like how do you know that he was happy? It's like, oh, well, because I felt this and that, and like it induced these memories or these things inside of me that like I know I like that. But even happiness is fleeting, right? Because like if he ate it at 3:30 every single day for 6 months, let's say he didn't get these cavities, then 2 years later he's gonna not want that flavor anymore. And if he's only holding on to happiness, then he's gonna be like, ugh, I don't want this. And I feel like that's what relationship is.
Yeah, if happiness is even fleeting, is that even an important thing to strive for? Or is that more of a
I don't know if it's an isolated thing.
Or is it like a painkiller that people want?
So I heard this thing that I really liked. And I'm gonna botch it up like I always do, but the gist of it is we're gonna suffer in everything that we do. Right? So like and this was I think like in a diet, like the fit like meme type of shit. So it's like you're gonna be unhappy regardless of what you do. So if you're gonna eat all this junk food, then you're gonna be unhappy with your body, right? But if you start working out, you're gonna be unhappy training, but you might be happy with your body. So just pick the suffering that you want.
Oh, like those memes that are like pick your heart.
Yes.
Like marriage is hard, divorce is hard.
Yeah, they're
Pick
both.
your hard.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, like getting overweight, dieting is hard.
Right.
Pick your hard. Like those ones, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like everything that's worth experiencing is gonna be hard.
Yeah.
The same way it's gonna be just as rewarding. You know, I feel like the harder the thing is, at the end of it all, it's super rewarding. Like
Yeah.
I think that's what keeps me striving for whatever goal that I have, or working really hard for shit, because I'm like, fuck, I fucking hate it. And you're going to hear me vent about it. You're going to hear me complain about it. I'm going to fucking make a fuss out of it just with you because you're my fucking life partner. I don't really do that outside of our circle. But yeah, I'm going to be miserable, but I won't stop, because I'm like, this is just a means to an end. Like, this is just something I have to go through, and I know I'm going to come out of it, and I know it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
Like, I've never felt like when I'm in the fucking most shittiest position, I've never felt like I gotta stop. Like, this is it. Like, I'm not gonna go through with it, you know? Because then I go, no, I know I have to go through with it. Like, I know it's gonna pay off. I know it's gonna be good. Even though that little voice of like, it's gonna be good, it's really tiny, and I have to fucking fight to search it a lot. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna put my head down and do what I gotta do.
Yeah, I think for me, my North Star is productivity. So like, I know happiness is fleeting. I know sadness is fleeting. And I think those are bad measures of if what you're doing is good for you, right? Just kind of like that kid example, right? Even though as a kid, it's simple to, like, now that you're an adult, it's easy to look at a kid and go, eating candy every day is bad for you.
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Duh. The kid doesn't think so. Why? This tastes so good. And then when you're an adult, same thing. Senior citizen is going to look at you, what you're doing every day. That is so bad for you. Why are you doing that? But you could be 35 and you're like, what are you talking about? This makes me feel great every day, until the moment hits. And then you're like, oh my God, I have this cavity in life. And then the 80-year-old is like, I told you, right? Yeah. So there's always that. What I noticed to help me be gauge what's actually important is productivity. So like, you know, if I use that like hard meme as an example, like marriage is hard, divorce is hard, pick your hard, or dieting is hard, diabetes is hard, pick your hard. I think for me, it's whatever I'm doing, if it's productive and there's a result that is going to benefit me long-term from it.
I'm the same.
Regardless if it's unhappy or happy at the moment, I just have to do more of that.
Yeah.
If there's something that I'm doing that later I know I need to undo it, I should try not to do it regardless of our happy or unhappy, right? Yeah. So for example,
I don't know if I think that complicated, because that's actually really hard.
Like the kid example, right? Like when you're like, okay, if I, or like right now, like I'm fat right now, but I know it's controlled because I'm doing this to for videos because we're gonna start this program, so I do want to start a little bit heavier so that I can show people when I jump on the Get Lean program that I can lose the weight, right? But for example, if I wasn't in control of my weight, when you start gaining weight, you constantly go, oh man, I need to undo this, because I remember when I was in college, I was this weight, and then so if I keep moving in a direction, no matter how happy I am, but at the bottom of my heart, I know I have to undo this, then I know I'm going down an unproductive path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if mine is that complicated, but for me, the way I've always navigated life was I need to be making progress. Like, I need to feel that there's progress being made, whether that's in like school, in my work life, in my relationship with friends, in my relationship romantically, how I'm living, you know, how I'm living. Like, it even started this simply, where I was like, okay, this is the way I'm gonna get my cars, right? I'm never gonna downgrade with my cars, because that for me was like a physical manifestation of progress. Because I'm like, I need to be able to afford more expensive cars, because I'm like, what? I'm a teenager. You know, so a car is a huge purchase for me. So I'm like, I'm never going to downgrade, because then that's when I'm heading down the wrong path. So I always needed to feel like I was growing in something. And if I'm not growing, then I need to change it. So like with my friend circle, if I felt like I was the smartest person, and this sounds really fucked up, and don't take this, I just don't know how else to explain it. But if I felt like I was the smartest person in my friend circle, I'm like, oh shit, I need different friends. I need to remove myself from the circle, because I'm not getting shit. And the same, like I would try to contribute as much as I knew into the relationships, right? Or like if I'm dating anyone,
I mean,
and
a
I'm
lot
like,
of those like super successful people always say like,
surround yourself.
Yeah, tell me who your 5 friends are, and I'll tell you what your future is.
Yeah. And even in my like romantic relationships, I know where I wanted to go. I knew what my next steps were, and I'm like, this is where I'm headed. Are we going down the same path? And if I see that they want to, they just don't have the resource or the knowledge, and I'm like, cool. Let me try to help you. Let me pull you with me. And if I felt like I was pulling too much, and I'm like, whoa, we're not going down the same path. See you later. Sayonara. And in everything I ever did, I'm like, I need to feel some sort of progress. If I don't, it's not for me. And it was just that simple. Like it was just these little markers that I would have that I'm like, I need to feel like I'm growing. I like it. I love growth. I love change, and I like surrounding myself around things and people that like that too.
Yeah, I think for me that feeling of growth and progress is so important, to the point that I think that's actually what helps me through burnout. You know, like there's times where I'm burnt out for like years, you know, like 2 years, 3 years. But I think, but me knowing that all of my actions are adding up to something greater.
Yeah.
No matter how shitty or unmotivated or uninspired that I feel now, I will still be able to get my body like through the emotions. Like I feel like I'm definitely like driving through mud. Like
yeah.
like, I don't want to be here. It sucks.
Yep.
Because I was just going 80 miles an hour earlier, and now I'm like, I hit sludge. You know.
Yeah, and the fucking tires are just spinning sometimes.
Yeah, but I'm like,
but they're still going.
But I know what comes. You know, even if I just put one foot in front of the other. So through burnout, like I've been able to still keep pushing for 2, 3, 4 years as much as I need, you know, to like, because I know that emotions are fleeting and they'll come and go. And if you push hard enough, you actually fall in love with the mud. And once you fall in love with the mud, that's when the most dangerous person comes to life. Because the person that's like welcomes the pain, that welcomes the hell, then they're like, fuck yeah. And all of a sudden you're sprinting in the mud now.
Yeah. I can relate to that pretty hard. I've never labeled anything as burnout. I don't know that feeling. Like I can understand.
Well, you know the feeling.
I can understand what you're saying, but like I've never told myself that this feeling of this heaviness or this tired or this fatigue or this frustration or whatever all fucking compiled into one day or space or period in my life is burnout. Like I don't label it that way. I don't
know it's burnout. I only know when I've been burnt out.
Yes, after the fact.
Because I'm going so hard that I don't even know I'm burnt out.
Right. So whenever I feel that way and I'm complaining and I'm like fucking shitting on everything, I notice that I start celebrating internally. I start celebrating and leaning into the things that make me happy, because the things that are making me happy are so fucking small. So it could be something as small as like this design that finally came together that I fucking love. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a fucking huge victory. Finally, out of this fucking, I'm like, here's the fucking lotus flower that just fucking sprouted from the fucking nastiest dumpy swamp shit. And I look at it, I'm like, this is the fucking best shit ever. And I try to hold on to that and go, okay, I'm gonna keep fucking going for that next feeling. And I really do try to like, I don't know, I just noticed that I'll like really like try to cling on to this small feeling so that I can just keep fucking charging forward. I don't know if that's healthy or not.
No, it's like breath control. Breath control.
Oh, breath control.
Yeah, you know when they say like when shit hits the fan and things are fucking crazy, like, you know, in jiu-jitsu, scuba diving, all that stuff, it's like, okay, if the most craziest thing in the world is you feel you're stressed the fuck out, you feel like you're gonna die. If you can breathe, you're technically good.
You're still alive.
Yeah, so let's start with that. So any type of like crazy emergency protocol, it always starts with breath. Okay, you feel like you're gonna die, can you breathe? Cool. Can you control your breathing? Can you breathe at will? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. That's your baseline. Your life. Now let's rebuild. Let's build. So I think that's your like breath control, where you're like, okay, there's this little win. That's cool. Can I have another little win? another little win.
Yeah.
And then the win starts building.
Because it feels that it's my progress again.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, cool, there was a beginning and an end to it, and I saw it to its completion. Even though it's such a small fucking drop in this big ass ocean, I'm gonna focus on the small drop because it was this one drop that finally made its way through. If I can do this again, I could probably. If I did this once, I could probably do it again. And I'm like, let's get back in it, and I dive back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life's crazy, man. Life's so crazy. And it's cool to have people that are down to open up about their craziness. Like their struggles and shit.
So everyone's struggling.
Dude, literally. Like we just had dinner with our friend's parents. It was our friend and he brought along his parents. And I fucking love his parents.
Yeah.
Like they're also fellow entrepreneurs. But they're in their what, like 60s?
I don't even know. I can't even guess.
Yeah, they look so fucking fly and hip. And they were telling us about their origin stories and all their struggles and their perceived failures and stuff. And I'm like, whoa, this is so fucking rad. Because, like, we're all fucking guessing at life.
Everyone goes through it, and no one has an easy life. That's the thing. Where I think there's this big misconception. You know, like the famous term, must be nice.
Yeah, fuck those people.
There is no such thing as nice because everyone has a difficult life.
Yeah, Barb, but what about the people that are born into like all this privilege and all this money?
They got a difficult life too.
They have different problems.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They probably don't know how to connect with their parents. They're probably on fucking drugs. They probably see the craziest, wildest shit. They don't know how to create actual lasting relationships. They have different set of problems for sure.
Yeah. And it sucks because that type of thinking
it's stifling, dude.
It's actually very selfish. When you think must be nice, what you're saying is everyone's life should be as shitty as yours, or yours should be as bomb as everyone else's, versus I think the understanding that everyone has a tough life is the more empathetic approach, where you're like, you know what, we all share different struggles. Maybe the physical difficulties are different, but what we're all going through emotionally it's real, you know?
I don't know if the it must be nice is selfish. I think the must be nice is lazy. Because they're going...
Laziness comes from selfishness.
Is it? How
yeah. So what makes a person lazy? It's a selfish perspective.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess it is lazy. I mean, it is selfish.
Right. Think of the immigrant parent, right? Because now the common thing is, oh, you're not lazy, you're just unmotivated, right? That's these like entrepreneurial.
Yeah, fuck your motivation. Just keep doing
shit. That's
the
entrepreneurial meme, right? That everyone preaches. You're not lazy, you're just unmotivated.
That's just a nice way to say
what about
lazy?
all the immigrant parents who are completely unmotivated? You think people want to fucking run dry cleaners or wash dishes in the back of a restaurant, but they work 12-hour days to make it happen for their family, right? They don't have time to figure out what the fuck they're passionate, what they're motivated about.
Yeah.
They just keep going. That is unselfish. That's the epitome of unselfishness. I got to put food on the table for my family.
Yeah, it ain't about me right now.
But when you're going, I can't work unless it
aligns
unless
with
it brings a fire to me.
Yeah.
That's selfish.
Yeah.
Because like it's about you. So that's why I think like laziness is rooted in selfishness.
And that's only coming from the person that's going, must be nice.
Yes.
Because I think it's okay to be selfish.
And that's what I'm alluding to, where
Yeah.
the must be nice concept comes from. It's a comparison, right? It's not from like, I'm going to focus on my own lane and I'm going to do what I can and benefit my own life. The must be nice comes from lane comparison. Like, oh, must be nice to have 4-wheel drive and this, you know. It's like, okay, no, you don't have 4-wheel drive, but what can you do? So if you kept your eyes on your own lane, you would never say must be nice because there's nothing to compare to. And that's why I'm saying it comes from a point of selfishness, because you're comparing it to something and you feel like you're getting the shit end of the stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking annoying. I can't relate ever.
Like, I don't know if Michael Jordan ever would say some shit like that.
Yeah, no. Because
he's making it happen for himself.
Yeah, because those are also people that think they don't have control over their life. Because it's like, if you know you have control over your life, then you understand that you have the capacity to change it. You have control over your mind and your thoughts. And if you have control over that, you can change those as well.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that needs to be taught. The first thing, actually, for kids.
You have control over your life?
That you have control. Everything is in your control.
Yeah.
And I think that would help out, because I think that's like the proper framework. First, understanding everything is in your control. And then now that you understand that, then you can add tools to that understanding, you know, versus I feel like a lot of people, they, especially I think in our generation, where like I think we're the first generation that is the first most college educated. And then they go, okay, cool, I know a ton of shit. But because they don't feel like they're in control, how do I apply that? I don't know how to apply everything I learned.
Even now, you don't think that happens?
I think there's a turn. So now I think the turn is the more common theme is like, you don't need school, right? You don't need traditional institutionalized education. What you do need is self-education. That's control, right? Okay, cool. Maybe I don't need to pick all these like 4 semesters worth of prereqs and like GE. Like, I'm going to just directly learn what I want to learn to do what I want to do. And then you're putting control back into your life, you know? So I think there's definitely a huge shift of that, which is pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Where people are like, I'm going to do this. I'm gonna learn about this. And even the people that like travel like crazy, like finding themselves, that's dope. Like the dope part to that is
you're doing something.
You're doing it. You're controlling your life. You're trying to discover yourself. There's things I don't know about myself that I need to put myself in situations to discover myself. I think the problem is when people are discovering themselves for extended periods of time where they're not doing anything with the discoveries, and now those become crutches. That's different. But I think when people are like, okay, the next month, 2, 3, whatever, I'm gonna discover myself. Cool. I know who I am now. Boom, I'm gonna hit the ground running. That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we also have to get kind of going past that. Also getting, and this is something I'm trying to learn currently, is also being comfortable with when you understand who you are, also being nimble enough to know that you're going to change and continue to change.
That part's a trip, huh?
Yeah, because you're never the same person ever.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be, right? Because how I was thinking about life, maybe even last month, I could have came across a really inspiring or compelling story or person or experience that what I thought last month has changed me completely forever. And like being okay with going like, fuck, I don't know who I am at this moment.
Every 5 years, I realized the last game of chess I was playing was checkers. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah, like whatever chess.
It's crazy, which is dope though.
Whatever chess I'm playing now, I'm like, oh fuck, it's so fucking sophisticated.
You think you're just about to figure it out,
yeah.
And it goes, and
then, bam, 5 years later, I'm like, that shit was actually child's play, you know?
Yeah.
Like every phase, like when I graduated college, you know, when I got into college, you know, you talk to the friends that are still in high school, and I'm like, dude, just wait. When you get into college, this shit's fucking crazy. You come out of college and you get into the workforce. You tell all the friends that just went into college, trust me, college, work is crazy. Literally every like 5 years, you're like, that shit is child's play.
Yeah, which is dope because some people might not even feel that. Some people will be like, same old shit, different day.
Yeah. And that's why I think that also helps me, because no matter how hard things get, I know one day I'll think it's child's play. So I'm like, it's just my perspective right now. But I know if I go through it, it'll be easy one day.
Yeah.
Just like how everything else was.
Yeah. Sometimes though, the shit you're going through is fucking heavy.
Yeah.
And you feel like, damn, every day. Did this day just double in time? I thought there were 24 hours in a day. Why does it feel like there's 48 today? Like, is time going slow? Like, you just feel like it's never going to end. There's heavy shit like that too.
Mine never feels it slows down. It always feels like it speeds up.
Even at your darkest times?
I feel like I don't have enough time. I feel like it's
even
always,
at your darkest hour?
I don't know if my days are that dark anymore.
Or just ever. I'm just talking about just the darkness. Like the heaviness. That's what I'm emphasizing on.
Maybe.
Because we're going to continue to have that. We're never not going to have a super dark day.
Yeah. That's true.
Life just happens, you know, like what's gonna happen the day, like, dude, I think about this sometimes. I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna feel when my mom passes away?
How are you gonna feel?
Dude, that's not gonna be a happy day. That might not even be a happy year. Like, who knows?
How do you want to celebrate it?
We
We gotta make it fun.
Fucking bring out all the vibrators. Because she said she had vibrators in her drawer or something.
Or make a piñata out of her face and everyone gets a whack at it.
That's horrible. No.
Oh.
But shit like that, right? Like
Yeah.
It's inevitable. Like, we're gonna have fucking dark days.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah. And just fucking...
The mortality is real.
It is gonna end.
The mortality is
It
real
will
too,
end.
because like all of our people are our age, their parents, their uncles, starting to get more hospital visits.
Oh God.
It's just, I'm like, man, this is, because you know when you're a kid, and
you think you're gonna live forever?
and you look at someone that's like 30 something, you're like, man, that's old. You're like, oh shit, they're adults. And then you look at your grandparents and you're like, man, you're really old. And then now I'm like, oh shit, I'm the adult that I used to look at, and my parents, who used to be the strong adult, is now the withering grandparent. It's like, wow, how have the turntables?
Yeah, how have the turntables?
That shit's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I don't know, man. That's why, like, we can get into the weeds of all this shit, right?
Yeah.
And then I go, but I'm here now. And, like, I just want to make the best of every day. And sometimes it's fucking hard. Because I find myself thinking about all these other things. And I go, wait. I got to come back down to here. Like, right now. And, like, technology and work and all these other things just make it so hard. So I'm glad that we're, like, going to take a vacation.
Why does technology make it hard?
Because it's all curated shit that you're very interested in.
Oh.
Yours doesn't look like mine.
Yeah,
and it's made just for me.
Yeah,
with everything that I love.
You get lost on Instagram real quick.
Yeah, because it's all my favorite things that I picked myself. If I was on your Instagram, fuck, I'm not spending 5 minutes on that because I'm not interested. But it's curated.
Yeah.
To my likings. So it's just whispering in my ear every fucking 5 minutes I'm not on it. Hey, baby.
Do you have a time where you are like, you want to get rid of it? Get rid of social media?
All the time, every day. Every time I'm on it, that I find myself being on it a little too long. So
What's the defining moment for you to stop it forever?
When I'm living the life where I carefree, where I feel like I've taken care of my family, my immediate family, I've taken care of my extended family. I see that they're living, and this is selfish on my part because who's to say that they're not right now, right? But they're living at the standard that I want them to be living at, right? They're close to us, or at least we're close to each other. They're in what I consider a better neighborhood. Like all of that's taken care of.
Do you think it's inevitable?
And then working is a choice.
Do you think it's inevitable that everyone is going to be on social media? Like I could totally see people that are addicted to social media, right?
Of course.
And then they're like, you know what? One day when I'm retired,
we're all addicted.
So they work hard. They retire. Now they're sitting on the beach. Now they're back on their phones. Is it like inevitable?
I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know if I have that in me. I think when I make my decision to do something, it's pretty set. It's hard for me to go back to it. You know? And then because I'm so self-aware of the decision and why I'm making it, yeah, I might have those relapse moments, not where I necessarily go back, but where I go, oh man, I missed that thing. You know? And then let's say I do relapse for whatever reason, let's say I do get back on it, then I'll remind myself that, dude, nah, this ain't it. And then I'll go back. Yeah, but I don't have an addictive personality. Once I set my mind to it, because my reasoning is really good, that it makes sense to me, and like I can pull back and see where I want my life to be and how this one thing is preventing me from that thing, then yeah, without a doubt, I don't think I'll ever need it. It'll be interesting to see what role it plays in like Taika's life, and like our future kid, if we ever have another one, like their life, and seeing how like we can control that, right? Because like it might be weird, like if I'm completely off it and they're super addicted to it and I'm like completely disconnected, I don't even understand what's going on anymore, like I kind of don't want that either.
Yeah, because for the next generation, like Taika's generation, social media might not even be a choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for us, what wasn't a choice is telephones, right? Everyone's house had a telephone. No one was going, nah, I'm gonna be off that telephone.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to my telephone. It has too much dopamine in that thing. Like everyone had a telephone. It's just part of his existence.
Yeah.
Right? You just know any business you want to contact, hit 411. You can get their number. You can call them.
Yeah.
Because we're born into the telephone life. Tyka's gonna be born into the social. Well, he is. He's born into the social media life, where everything is social media connected. So he's not even gonna know a world outside of it. And if that is second nature to him, then for us to be connected with him,
yeah,
we might also have to stay connected somehow.
For sure. But I think once and this is me speaking from my ass, obviously, because who knows where anything's going.
So
and
it's about to be stinky.
Fuck you.
Oh.
But I think just setting those boundaries and going like, okay, what am I, like how people like let you use it, don't let it use you, type of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know. Taking it one day at a time. That's all you really can do. I think when you try to take too many things on and think of the future too much, that's like an what is it? An paralysis. Overanalysis is paralysis or whatever. That kind of like is so daunting that you're just like, I don't even know what to do, what to start, where to go.
Yeah, I think they said it a little bit more intelligently than that, but
yeah,
I
for
get
sure.
what you're saying.
Yeah, you're just as stupid as I am, so of course you're.
No, I'm really smart.
So yeah, taking it one day at a time makes things a lot more digestible.
I think taking one thing at a time, but also knowing where you're going, what your goal is.
Yeah. And
then I think your goal is also it's relative to your goal muscle. So for example, like I've noticed that like financial investors, because I've been following them a lot. People that have been through have not been through recessions and bear and bull markets, they are less calm. They're like, oh fuck, this is going crazy. What do we got to do? We got to like mass sell or do whatever, right? People that have been like Warren Buffett, been through tons of them. They just see it. They understand what's happening. And so when they see
they're like, oh, we got to pull out now.
When they see a recession, when they see a recession come, it's not a bad thing. They go, oh, I just adjust my game plan. Versus I think people that don't have that muscle exercise yet, recession is a bad thing. Or this is a bad thing.
It's like checkers versus your chess analysis.
Yeah. It's just when you've had multiple cycles of that chess, then you can think longer and longer term without it freaking you out. But I think you should only set your goals as far away as it's a form of encouragement and happiness, and not a form of anxiety, because then your day-to-day is not going to be good.
Yeah, it is going to suck. Anyway, on that note,
nope,
we're done.
Okay, good.
I'm not even going to ask you shit. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.